Welcome back to Adult Play Therapy Uncensored. I'm your host, the original John 20.
Hey, this is Jerry P.
Hey, we are here in the beautiful city of Cedar Hill at Hooters, man, doing what we do. You already know how we get down. What we like to say, the food's hot, the drinks are wet.
Yeah, and the women out there looking good. Man. They out there looking good. So come on out here, kick it with us, man. Cedar Hill, Thursday, 7 o'clock, Hooters.
Right on,
we
right
up
on.
In this thing, man.
Oh, yeah, we are all the way up in here. And we are doing some things different. Season 2 is coming. We are excited. Changes are about to be made.
They are.
I'm letting you know it's about to go down.
It's about to go down.
It's about to be good. It's about to be good.
Yes,
so,
sir.
At the end of the day, just know where we at. Y'all come through, y'all visit.
Yeah.
Okay? But let's get into this topic. Let's do this topic. So, the topic that we're throwing at you right now is, are you fully committed in your relationship or marriage?
It's a good question. It's a very good question.
Or I will say this: how do you know if you're fully committed in your relationship or marriage?
That's an interesting question.
All
right. I guess I'll answer the question.
Let's do it.
First things first. So I'll answer the first part first. So, am I fully committed in a relationship? Of course. Been married almost 7 years now. Through the ups and downs, trials and triumphs, you know what I'm saying? Even been through it before, and this being number 2, I know what that fully committed looks like.
Okay.
So, though the examples that preceded me when I was a kid and the generations before me and my family, not many, I didn't really have a great example of what fully committed looked like. I think I'm on the right trajectory, you know what I'm saying? And to leave a blueprint for my kids to show, hey, this is how you love a woman. And for a woman, hey, this is how you love a man. And this is how you share. This is how you bond. You not only, become romantic, equally yoked and romantically on the same page, but also friends.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I would say I'm fully committed, man. And how I got fully committed was just kind of really just taking the time to be vulnerable, trusting, being accountable for my shit, and her being accountable for her shit, and us kind of working through things together because, if you ain't really worked through anything with somebody before, y'all ain't gonna have that kind of transparency where it's like, yo, man, look, I got you because of what we've been through, and I know you got me because of what, and you picked me up, I picked you up. So I think ultimately it's like, it takes some sacrifice to be fully committed. It takes some kind of a bit of going through something to be fully committed because how do you know you're fully committed if you ain't been tested? So yeah, I think so.
Well, I got something for you.
Yeah, hit me with it, man.
Okay, because I know you are fully committed, but we do this show. And
for those that don't know me.
Right, for those that don't know. And I'm a single man. And I think at times I be saying some profound things, you know what I'm saying, that can, either touch nerves or open eyes.
You do. You're a wise brother, man.
Well, I appreciate it. But what I'm saying is being fully committed, how hard is it for you to listen to the things I have to say and take it back to your relationship, me being a single man? Because I do believe that in a committed relationship, it's hard to really take advice from single people. Like, I don't feel like you should take advice from your single friend. Although I may say, I'm the devil's advocate in a sense. I don't play the, yo, bro, forget her type thing. I'm always about the love connection. But still.
Yeah, you are.
How do you?
Nah, man, I'm not a proponent of that. I think, you can get wisdom from anybody. Like, even my kids. When my son come home with a handmade card for his mama just to let her know I love you, that's like, okay, I need to do some shit like that. I need to, step up in the romantic side of things. When it's not just the red bottoms or the purse and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes she wants something just from the heart. Right. And that'll remind me of that. So, I get wisdom from anybody, man. And even with you, you know what I'm saying? Like your thirst for, that partner and that love and stuff like that, it kind of reminds me of, it kind of puts me in a position where I can really appreciate the love that I have because of you, kind of looking for what you're looking for in a woman, and it's like, man, I got that. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't, I never want to see that be unappreciated. Gotcha. So yeah, I think as far as wisdom from a single person, yeah, man, whoever, single person, married person, divorced person, you know, a widowed person, you know what I'm saying, whatever, even a person who don't want to be in a relationship. I think you can get wisdom from absolutely anybody on how to strengthen you.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because I mean, not only do you strengthen me in a relationship as a husband, but also as a brother, as a friend, you know what I'm saying? So even with that, I think a person has to work on themselves before you can work on a couple kind of situation.
I got you.
Yeah,
I got
so
you.
yeah, nah.
So then okay.
Mm-hmm.
But what about like taking advice from a single? Like we said the wisdom aspect, but you know, we have those issues where you have these women in these relationships, man, and they always want to take advice from their single girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like there's a difference between wisdom and just taking advice, right?
It is because also you gotta, like you said before though, you have to know what that person is about and what their motivation is in telling you shit. Because sometimes you have single people who are maybe bitter. You have single people who may have undealt with trauma that they dealing with that they trying to kind of, you know what I'm saying, project onto you in your relationship. And that kind of stuff, okay, of course not. You don't want to take that. But some people, it's like, nah, man, this person is wise. This person has some good advice on how to be a good partner. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, even if you're not married, you know what I'm saying, even if you are divorced, you got some kind of advice you can give somebody. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a homeless person, but if I drop by a homeless person and be like, yo, man, don't give up.
Oh, I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'll take that advice. You know what I'm saying? That may have been what it took for that person. That may have been at that person's breaking point.
Wow.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to say this too, because, you know, I'm like being fully committed in a relationship, you know, in a marriage. I mean, I feel like when you being fully committed, you have to remember that you have to be emotionally committed as well. You know, I've noticed that I've watched a lot of relationships and I'm like, wow, you know what I'm saying, they got nice marriages or whatever going on, a good relationship, but you can tell they're not fully committed. And what I mean by that is, you know, most men, you know, especially us, we feel like that we have to be that tough and rough guy all the time. And when I say fully committed, talking on both sides, I always point out when it comes to women love your man. And I guess the reason why I'm always pointing out love your man, and we always talk about the sex topics and stuff like that too. But I'm saying, which is important, and we're gonna touch that one still. But I'm like, love your man, and the reason I say love your man is because you have to make sure he's comfortable. I feel like being
vulnerable.
Yes, and see that's what I mean by being fully committed. Are you fully willing as a woman to, hey, put my pride aside and love my man because he's going through some things? Let him feel comfortable bringing it to me and me not judge him or throw it back in his face. Because I do feel like women have a tendency of throwing things in a man's face like, bro, we can't be hard 24/7. Nah. Baby girl, we not made of, you know what I'm saying, stone and metal. You know what I'm talking about? Like we're soft tissue like you. And I feel like being a fully committed woman is showing your man love and allowing him the comfort of being able to come home and be vulnerable with you. And I feel like if we do that, then that partnership, you'll find your man being fully committed. And like I always say, we like to go we go to the barbershop, we go to the strip, you know, we go to the bar, we do this thing because we hang with our people. But if you open that door for him, I feel like you'll find a fully committed relationship out of him, and he'll be willing to say, hey, I don't have to go grab a drink with my partners. I can grab a drink at home and be like, baby, let me sit down, let's talk, because dang, this is what I've gone through.
Definitely, man, and that's very true, because looking back at any past relationships, and where I wasn't so committed, I realized that I wasn't so committed because it wasn't a safe space.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? And this one is like, it's different because the most important thing in communication is listening.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? You know, sometimes we don't want you to say shit. Just sit there and shut up and listen respectfully, and I'll do the same. You know what I'm saying? But I also noticed that, you know, a lot of times I be trying to fix shit. So she come home with some problems. I'm like, all right. So what can I do about that? Like, what can I do to make that better? Or what can I, you know? And it's like, well, just listen.
Yeah.
Just listen. It's like, all right, cool.
I think listening is the first step to making things better.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that the hard way too. Yeah,
right. 2 years, 1 mouth, you know what I'm saying? That's what it is, man. But, man, and also when it comes to being fully committed, being fully transparent too.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of being fully transparent with in my relationship. We talk about everything,
I'm the
bro.
same way. You know, the one thing I hate is when people say, I don't want you to talk to me about your ex. Don't compare me to your ex. And I'm like, I'm not comparing you. I'm actually feeling like I'm comfortable enough to talk to you and tell you, hey, these are the traumas that I went through. This is the stuff that I feel. This is how I felt. Like, if I'm comfortable enough to tell you this is what I went through and who I went through it with, you know what I'm saying, in my past, I feel like a real fully committed relationship, is a trust situation. Like, you should be able to say, babe, I got you. Because I'm nothing like her. And I won't ever be nothing like her.
And I'm going to show you that I'm better than her.
And the same when it comes to you. If your ex did something, I'm not going to be mad because Marcus treats you a certain way.
Yeah.
What did Marcus do? So I know not to make that same mistake.
Exactly, man. And I find it to be so wise to do that. Yeah. Because I got some homies that's like, man, I can't share this. I can't share it. Man, it's like, when I tell you the deepest, darkest secrets.
Yes.
It may have been over some, tequila, some Casamigos or something like that. Right. But we sit on the couch and kids sleep. Saturday night, we go shot for shot, sharing stories, laughing, and then having some amazing sex afterwards. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, yo,
yes, sir.
And nothing feels better than that. Like their level of vulnerability and acceptance. Yeah. It's nothing more freeing than
to loosen up and be like, I dealt with this chick, man.
Yeah.
And she did this, and I was doing. Hey, like, baby, you know how I always do this for you. You know what I'm saying? I always just do this too for this chick, but she just took advantage of it. Like, she didn't like the fact that I used to cook for her. This, that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, being able to be open. I think fully committed is, baby, let me know where you've been, so I know that your journey does not end that way. Yeah, like
exactly.
Your journey should end the way it started.
Man, exactly.
I feel like there's a level of insecurity out of women who are just so hell bent on. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. Yeah, dudes too, for sure.
Man,
but it's like, I'm with you. You're with me. Like, this is supposed to be our pit stop. This is supposed to be the end of the road. So this is what she did. And if I'm telling you this is what she did, and it almost looks like a mere reflection of what you're doing, you should want to know. So you be like, oh damn, I see what you're saying. Yeah, let me ease up. Let me try to see if I can approach it a different way.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true, man.
And it's not it shouldn't be a judgmental thing. More so should it be an awareness thing. Because number one, people have a tendency to think that we think we perfect or we think we are what we are. And a lot of us are like, yo, I'm who I am, I'm not changing. Yeah, and I don't like that mentality.
Some people are afraid.
Committed.
Some people are afraid that the dark space where things are hidden will get light shine on it.
Yeah.
And it's like, yo, how can you fully accept and appreciate and love somebody else and trust somebody else when you don't even accept and appreciate the essence of who you are?
Oh, who you are, right.
So I let out, man, now I don't have shit. I let all of it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just not one of those people who lives in this box, man. That's like, all right, I'm gonna compartmentalize. I'm gonna keep this over here and I'm keep it. Right. Nah, man. If you're my real friend or if you're my my lover or something like that, like, nah, you gonna know.
Yeah.
You gonna know. So yeah, what do you think there should be a cutoff point of transparency in a relationship?
I think they should be, but I think you kind of have to read the room or even talk to your partner. I feel like everything shouldn't be told. Now, and I'm pretty transparent myself. But I do feel like there may be, to certain people, maybe some areas, some gray areas.
Yeah.
But I ultimately, I would say if you're equally yoked, you know what I'm saying? I use that term, lightly. But if you're made for each other, I want to know it all. Like, I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me know, because at the end of the day, it's going to be funny to me because it's like, wow, you get down like that. Then let's make sure our relationship is fully fun and open. And if you don't get down like that, not doing, you've always wanted to, well, then let's venture in that together.
Right.
There's growth in relationships. And sometimes you find the right person that's meant for you, and they grew differently than you, and you really want to go in that direction a little bit, but you don't want to taint the relationship. Like, you can grow with that person in certain directions and make things spicier. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Make things look good, feel good, and last longer. Like, I don't feel like if you've never been a hoe before, but your partner was a hoe, I don't feel like you should be like, I want to try. Let's go sleep with 3-4 guys. You know what I'm saying? Let's do. Yeah, you gotta be careful those directions, because that can open up a
Pandora's box.
Yeah. But if it's like, well, baby, I ain't never had my toes sucked. You know what I'm saying? Well, hey, I'm sucking them toes.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's good right there. Because it's like, oh, well, you suck tongue. I never had it. Well, you got your partner.
There you go.
I'm here. You know what I'm saying? And there's levels of exploration that you guys can have together. You know, I'm gonna tell you this. This is something I heard on the radio. When I say fully committed, you know, I don't know if you listen to it too. On the radio stations, they were talking about a guy who was out with his partner, his married partner, and they were at the strip club, and the married partner sitting there trying to hit on the girls at the strip club.
Yeah.
And he like, nigga, no, you are not hitting on these girls. Like, you need to chill out, get you a drink or two, take your ass to the house. And he was like, you know, my partner mad at me and everything. He said, but man, I paid all this money for your wedding. You know what I'm saying? I paid for my tuxedo. We went to a destination. I had to pay my money to go there. No, you ain't hitting on nothing. Take your butt home to your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, but, you know, some instances, they be having that understanding.
Right, that's true too. But that was the understanding in this one.
Okay, he trying not to fuck up his investment. That's
right. And the homie's like holding you accountable.
Yeah.
Like, but see, there you go. If you're fully committed, then you shouldn't have those issues.
You shouldn't.
You know,
that shouldn't even be a question. Yeah.
You might be right. You know, it could be one of those type things. Hey, you go out there and have your fun.
Yeah.
But I just like a fully committed relationship means I don't have to check on you.
Yeah, man. That's real because you know I know where home is.
Yeah.
And you know I'm coming back home.
Well, I'm gonna be transparent with you. You know, I just had to let a situation go.
Okay.
And it's bad because it's sad that I have to let situations go. But I had to let it go because it seemed like I'm fully committed and I'm trusting. And that's the thing. I've learned to be trusting in my age because when you're young, where you at? You want to call every 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You want to text every 2 seconds. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm way too old for that.
That's stressful.
I made a statement to an individual. I said, hey, a woman, if you want me to keep you, then you have to be a kept woman. And they're like, oh, what that mean? I'm like, at the end of the day, you got to be able to keep yourself. Keep yourself in line. Keep yourself in check. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'll keep you. Because at the end of the day, I know how to keep myself in check. If I'm with you, period. Yeah. I don't have to, I may be an attractive brother to some women, but I don't have to be out there like that. Like, the attention I got so much when I was younger, like, I'm good. Yeah. I'm trying to get your full and undivided attention. Like, that's where I'm at right now. So just being with this individual is like, man, I'd be like, hey, I'm on a phone call or I'm doing something. I'll call you back in a few minutes. They'll call me back before I can call them back. And I'm like, hold up. Like, you got to give me a minute. And it just kept going to a point where it's like, oh man, this is too much. Yeah. Because if you say you're going to call me back and 2 hours done ran by, I'm not going to call you. I'm going to wait for you to call me back. And then when you call me back, is everything good? Yeah, I just had to handle some business. Okay, cool. I trust that what you're handling is something that is, is important to you and not any type of BS.
Very true.
But I don't need you checking up on me and trying to treat me like a 10-year-old kid. You know what I'm saying? If I tell them to call you back, give me the same respect I gave you.
Yeah, and I mean, in those kind of situations, I mean, it's like, you want to respect boundaries, and you never want to force anything in a relationship. If you got to force something in a relationship, I mean, if you got to force something anywhere, like if you got to force a circle into a square,
there you go.
Shit don't fit, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to stress myself out over anything. And I think my wife understanding that part of me, knowing that, look, I'm not here for the stress. You're supposed to be my peace. Yeah. Like, it's a lot of stuff that she don't even come at me with, because it's like, yo, I already know what kind of dude he is. I already know what type of time he on, so I'm not even finna bother him with that. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about us is that we're continuously learning each other, because it's something like, even though we know each other very well, like the most I've ever known a woman, and I think the most she's ever known a man, you're never done learning that person, because they're their own individual. Right on. So that's a big part of it too. Like, continuing to give the effort and wanting to, know more about the person that you chose to be with is a big part of it.
Yeah. I totally agree with y'all. And,
some people get to the point where they feel like, man, I know what the fuck it is. I know it is. And you might be wrong. Yeah. You might be wrong. Sometimes people get complacent and be like, ain't nothing more to learn about that. When somebody else is, really intrigued by your woman. Yeah. And it's like, well, shit, this person is showing me some interest because they're intrigued, and,
and you're not showing no more attention.
No more attention. And y'all been together, 20 years, And you feel like you knew her at 20, and then she's a 40-year-old woman, and just like, yo.
Yeah, there's a difference between healthy attention too.
Yo,
you know what I'm saying?
Bro, it is.
Yeah, because some attention can be nagging. You know, there's some attention you can push your partner away.
You can, definitely, and you should know when that is. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's the reason why you got to be. There's a level of commitment. Like you have to know when you're fully committed in that relationship, because when you're fully committed in your relationship, that already should tell you. You know the ins and outs. You know what bugs and what doesn't bug her. Like I know if I have a woman that's like, I want you to call me 24/7. I got you. Mm-hmm. Baby, don't call me so much because you call me too much. Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
You know, but
my wife know when to talk to me about some shit, when not to talk to me about some shit, when to say, hey, let's have a conversation about this, when to say, hey, let me tell you about my day. Right. It's like all of this stuff, because she knows me, like my body language. Same with her. It's some stuff I see her, I'm like, she had a long day. Let me go run out bath for her. I got dinner ready for you. I got the kids. And, you know, it's like, okay, well, then I know that about her. And then some days it's like, well, shit. Chick-fil-A then. That's what you know what I'm saying? Right. You know, but, you know, it's just having that understanding and continuing to want to learn. Like, I every day, you know, maybe not every day. You know, I get up and I'll be like, you know what? I love this woman. I wonder what today gonna bring her. You know what I'm saying? I pray for her, pray for the kids. And when she get home, I'll be interested in knowing, you know, how did today feel on you? You know what I'm saying? And how do you want tonight to feel on you? Right. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. So, yeah, man.
And see, that right there, I'm going to tell you like this, you know, so we can go ahead and move on. That right there, that's committed.
Hey,
fully
man.
Committed. See, if you want to know if you're fully committed in your relationship, if you ain't on that like that level right there, bro, y'all got to still work on it. Really. Because it shouldn't be, damn, that new chick at the job is bad.
Yeah.
You know, it shouldn't be that. Your mind should be stayed on and set on the house and your woman. You know what I'm saying?
It should be, but at the same time, that chick at the job might be bad.
Right.
And that chick at the job might be showing you some attention, but it's like, ain't none of that shit worth sacrificing what I got at home.
There you go.
Yeah, because I mean, you know.
If you're fully committed.
If you're fully committed, that's true.
Because, you know, a lot of people like, man,
she ain't gonna ever know, like, bro. Man, me and my wife had an argument last night, so I'm like, nah, I ain't risking that shit for nothing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and that's what it looks like. That's what it should look like.
I think so.
Hey, well, I'm going to tell you like this. At the end of the day, man, we just want to know what you think about it.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
We need some comments on this one.
We do.
We need some comments
we're
on
going
this
to revisit this one. I'm telling you, season 2 is about to be crazy, it will be revisited. And you will be hearing other opinions from other individuals.
Yeah.
Like, this is about to get fun.
It is, man. We can only go up from here, man.
Yeah.
Season 1 is such a success, bro. Like, we come a long way. And we, you know, stay steadfast and
had a lot of fun.
Committed. Yeah, season 1 is a trip, man, but season 2 up, bro.
Season 2 is about to be
If it's up, then it's up.
Yes, it's about to be fun. It's about to be crazy. I am so ready for it. Ready for it. So we're going to start off season 2, you know what I'm saying, with the J&J. It's going to be a slow process, but the build is going to build quickly. And when it does, man, I want all of you guys to be a part of this. So y'all come join us. Yeah. But you know, hey, this is Adult Play Therapy, and you know who I am. I'm your boy, the original John 20.
Hey, this is Jerry P.
Hey, man, we here in Cedar Hill, Texas, at the Hooters. Come visit us. 7:00 p.m. on Thursdays, man. Y'all come by and y'all enjoy yourselves.
Yeah.
All right, but hey, right now we signing out. We out. We holler at y'all season 2, man.